Hello, traders. Welcome. How are you all doing? We are back again on Leading Forex YouTube channel with our tutorials free of charge. So this is free Forex training for all traders, whether you are a beginner or an already existing experienced trader. You will still need this information to at least sharpen your tools and trading strategies. My name is Kofi, your admin for this channel. In today's video, we will continue from the episode 20, of which we talked about candlesticks. And of course, we discussed the basic candlesticks patterns. And I told you that each of the topics will carry 2 videos. So I'm here with the second video, which is the continuation of part 20. So if you haven't watched the part 20, then please go to the playlist, Forex Training for Beginners. You will see part 1 up to 20. Watch the part 20, and then after that, you can watch the part 21, which is this video. So without much ado, let's continue from where we left off. So, like I said in the part 20, we're going to talk about 4 different topics under candlesticks. And we began with the first one, which is the basic Japanese candlestick pattern. So in today's video, we're going to finish that topic, which is this very one, the first one, so that our next video, we can go for the second topic. Is that okay? Then after that, we go for the third one and then the fourth one. So this is the final video for basic Japanese candlestick pattern, which is this topic here. So quickly, let's look at what we have. We talked about some patterns, some candlesticks, and the way to spot them on the MT4, on your chart. There are more of these candles, and we want to look at them. Now, the next candle we will look at is called Doji Candles or Doji Candlesticks. Whether it's singular or plural, the name is Doji. So if there are many, it's still Doji. If it's just singular, it's Doji. Just like we have furniture. Plural or singular is furniture. So the same with Doji. Doji, plural, Doji, singular. Now, what are Doji candles or candlesticks? Let's go through the note quickly. Doji candles suggest indecision or a struggle for tough positioning between buyers and sellers. And when you see a doji, it means neither buyers nor sellers were able to gain control. And the result was essentially a draw. There are 4 special types of doji candles or doji candlesticks. And these 4 special types of doji candlesticks, we'll be looking at them right away. So let's go straight to the type of doji candles that we have. But what this is trying to say is that all this note here is saying is that doji candles are actually candles that shows that neither the buyers nor the sellers were able to gain control of the market. So the market ended in a break even. It ended in a draw. So when you spot a doji candle, it simply means indecision. No one is in charge. That is what doji candles mean. Is that okay? Now let's look at the types of doji candles that we have. These are the 4 main types of doji candles you are going to see in the forex market. The first one is long-legged doji. And the term long-legged means that one part of the shadow will be longer than the other. So you can see that on this one, the down part is longer than the top. And then the body is just a very small body. So at the end, you're going to see a body which is very small, whether bullish or bearish, you are going to see a very small body and then long shadows. And the shadows, one will be longer than the other. So when you spot that kind of candle, it's a doji candle. And it means it's a long-legged doji. The next one here is this kind of doji candle, and it's called the dragonfly doji. Dragonfly doji. Now, these words, some of them are in Japanese language, so you just need to accept the terms and then familiarize yourself with them because they are Japanese words. So what can one do? All right. So dragonfly doji, and as you can see, it's just a small body up there and then a very long tail or shadow. Now, this kind of candle, sometimes there can be a little small up shadow here, very small, sometimes. But oftentimes you see something like this without that small up shadow. So you see it in a form like this. Once you spot something like this, then you know this is also a doji candle. But this type of doji candle is called dragonfly doji. Is that okay? Now, the opposite of this candle here is this one. And with this one, the long tail is up. The small body is at the tail end of it. This one, the long body is down, or the long shadow is down, and then the body is at the top. But this one, the long shadow is up, then the small body is down. And this is known as gravestone doji. Gravestone doji. And then we have the fourth one, which is the four price doji. The four price doji has no shadow. It's just a very small body, either bullish or bearish, very small, without shadows, no shadows. So when you spot a candle like that, it's also a doji candle. So all these four types of candles are all doji candles. Is that okay? Now, let's continue and find out more about these doji candles. Now, let's read the note. The note says, when a doji forms, okay, when a doji forms on your chart, pay special attention to the preceding candlesticks. Listen carefully. That's the first point. When a doji forms on your chart, pay specific attention to the preceding candlesticks. If a doji forms after a series of candlesticks with long buy bodies, the doji signals that the buyers are becoming exhausted and weakening. That's the point two. Let me explain that. After long bullish candles, you have long bullish candles like this, up, 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 and then a doji forms. Okay, and then a doji forms. What they are saying here is that since the trend is an uptrend and then a doji forms, it means that the buyers are becoming exhausted and then weakening. If this type of doji is not formed and maybe any of the others, let's assume this one also forms. Maybe it is this type that forms. Okay, this type of doji that forms is still the same thing. Any of the four type of doji I showed you, if any of them form after a long bull market, it means that the buyers are becoming exhausted and weakening. So in order for the price to continue rising, more buyers are needed, but they aren't anymore. Sellers are gradually getting ready and are looking to come in and drive the price back down. So when you see a doji, this is what it means, especially if it's in a bull trend or in a buy trend. What it simply means is that the buyers are getting exhausted and the sellers are beginning to come into the market and they will be taking the price the opposite direction very soon. That is what a doji candle means when you spot them on an uptrend. Is that okay? Now, what if you spotted it on a downtrend? The same. Assuming this is a downtrend, okay? And then a doji is formed somewhere here. Okay. What it simply means is that the sellers are becoming exhausted and weakening. They are getting weak. And so very soon, there will be buyers in the market to take the trade to the opposite direction. That is what it means. It means that there are sellers in the market and they are exhausted. So buyers are gradually coming in to take the trade, and they will take the trade to the opposite direction. It's as simple as that. So once you spot a doji, this is what it means. Is that okay? Let's continue and then find out more. Now, this is what I have just demonstrated. When you see a white candles, that is a bullish market, and then you see a doji, it means the buyers are getting exhausted. This is a doji here. This is a doji here. So it means the buyers are getting exhausted, and very soon the sellers will come into the market and take the market to the opposite direction. This is what this candle simply means. Is that okay? Good. Now let's continue from this angle. Listen to this interpretation carefully. It says, if a doji forms after a series of candlesticks with long black bodies, the doji signals the sellers are becoming exhausted and weakening. In order for the price to continue falling, more sellers are needed, but sellers are equally or all exhausted. Buyers are gradually getting ready and are looking to come in and drive the price back up. So this is the explanation if you see that on a downtrend. Is that okay? If you see that on a downtrend, this is what it means. And this is the example here. So when you spot a doji on a downtrend, it means that, yes, this is a downtrend, but a doji forming here means the sellers are becoming weak, and very soon the buyers will come and take the price up. Same thing here. A doji is formed here. It means that since the trend is a down one, the buyers will come in very soon and take the trade up. This is as easy as that. This is what dojis mean when you spot them in the market. Now, we are going straight to the chart to see if indeed what we have just learned can be interpreted the right way on the chart. But before then, subscribe to this channel. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe because there are more videos coming and I'm sure you will enjoy them. So let's go straight to the chart and see what this note here says, whether we can actually see what we have just seen. Okay, now this is the MT4 and I'm seeing something interesting. I don't know if you can see what I'm seeing. There are a lot of dojis here and it's getting really interesting. Look at the top here. I'm seeing a very good doji here at the top. And after that, the market came down because it was already in an uptrend. And when the doji formed, the price came down. Do you really see that? Let me clear the colors and try to zoom. I want to zoom for you to see it well because you need to see it well. Yes, so let me draw it here. Look at it. Look at the doji in the middle here. So this trend was an uptrend, isn't it? The market came all the way up and then a doji candle got formed. This is AUDJPY on daily time frame. You saw the doji, right? What happened? The trade came all the way down. Is that okay? Or it's not what we saw? This is a clear doji, right? Good. So this is a very nice doji that formed to tell you what was about to happen. Is that okay? Now, let's see if we can spot another doji. Let me go back. I intentionally took this currency pair because I saw a very big doji somewhere. Let me go back. Good. This was the doji I saw. Look at this doji candle. A very big doji candle formed. This is on daily time frame. So look at this doji that was formed. Very big one. And what happened? There was a change in direction after the doji candle formed. Is that not it? If you look at the top here, it looks like there was a doji here, but even if we say it wasn't a doji, the down ones are all dojis here. 2 doji candles at the down. And then what happened? The sellers came in because this was an uptrend. So the sellers came in and took the price all the way down. And we got another doji down here, and the price went all the way up. I'm sure you can spot this when you see them on other charts. So please just go through your charts and see if you can spot dojis. Look at it here. There was another doji here. All right, look at it here. A very nice doji was formed here. And what happened? It means the buyers were getting exhausted. Look at it. It's a buy uptrend. So yes, indeed, the sellers came into the market and took the market to the opposite direction. So this is what doji candles can do when you spot them in the market. And you can actually do this on all time frames. I am a trader that trade on daily time frames. I trade on bigger time frames. I don't trade on 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and so forth. I trade on bigger time frames, the 4 hour, the daily, the weekly, and stuff. Sometimes I come to the 1 hour if there need be, but I'm the trader that loves to trade on the daily time frame because every trading activity takes 24 hours. It takes a day. The banks that operate the forex market do not trade in hours. They trade in days. The bank opens at 9 a.m., closes at 5. So it's a 9 to 5 kind of job. So the banks operate in a day. They don't operate in hours. That is why if I'm looking for something, I try to look for it on daily time frame, because the daily time frame will give you an idea about how the sellers and the buyers took the trade or made their decision in the market. So if you see me using the daily time frame, this is the reason I often use them, because the daily time frame is able to give me an idea of what the whole trading day was all about, or what happened between the buyers and the sellers. And it gives me a clear idea of what might be happening. So if you see me using the daily time frame, it is because of that. But hey, that doesn't mean that the other time frames are not good. The 4 hour, the daily, the 1 hour, the 30 minutes, and the rest, you can spot these candles. But it is more accurate, it is more appropriate when you spot them on the daily time frame. And that is why you see me doing this all on daily time frame. Is that okay? Good luck. I don't know what time frame you might be using, but I pray you'll be able to spot them in case you are going to be trading with candlesticks, doji candles. Now we've learned about the spinning tops. We've learned about the marabozu. We've learned about doji candles. And there are more, a couple of them coming. Yes, there are more coming. Now we'll be looking at the patterns. We'll be going to the double patterns very soon, and how we can interpret them. When some of these candles we are seeing right now, for instance, when you see a doji candle in an uptrend, is there anything else that is telling us? When you see maybe a spinning top in a downtrend, what is it saying? When you see a doji in a downtrend, what other interpretation is it giving us? We'll be looking at that going forward. And that is the next topic we'll be going to. So this is going to be the end of the basic candle formation patterns. This is the end of the basic. We'll be going straight forward very soon to the second topic, which you all know. The second topic we'll be delving into or we will be talking about will be the single candlesticks pattern. We are done now with the basic Japanese candlestick pattern. Now we'll be going to single candlesticks pattern. Now these candles we learned over here in the first topic here, it is just their interpretation. When we see these candles we learned over here on the chart, what other message are they telling us? That's what we'll be looking at here. That is what is going to be the single candle patterns. So that will be the next video you will see on this channel. Stay tuned here. Subscribe if you love what you've seen. My name is Kofi, your admin for this channel. I will see you in my next video, which is coming very soon. I told you I'm back. So this channel is going to get interesting. Thank you, and I love you all.